Morning, families already gathered at the Champlain Towers south site where 98 people's lives were taken exactly 1 year ago today. And this is what the building debris looked like the days after the collapse. You see crews responding, and then afterwards, a giant crater in the ground. People here just minutes after say it happened, and then it was like a bomb went off.
From that, Corey, to this is what it looks like today. The massive towers once stood here, as you can see, both now gone. That hole in the ground where the parking garage was surrounded, along with all of this construction equipment. In the days before, a memorial quickly grew outside the scene. You see here a chain link fence that turned into a memorial covered with pictures, posters, and flowers.
And at the time, that's all many families could do, is just post pictures. And the victims' families are still so heartbroken after losing loved ones in such a shocking and tragic manner.
Wink News crews rushed out there the morning of the collapse, and anchor Taylor Petras is live in Surfside this morning, where there was a private vigil held at the exact time the collapse happened. Taylor, how are those families doing this morning?
Well, Lindsay, Corey, they want people to remember their loved ones, not by how they died, but by how they lived their lives. It's quiet here in Surfside this morning, much like it was 1 year ago at 1:22 in the morning in the middle of the night when people were sound asleep and the Champlain Towers south came crashing down. Now, hundreds of family and friends stood on ground zero right behind this fenced-in area behind me. They gathered together where the building once stood, lighting 98 torches for their loved ones. One man who lost his grandmother in the collapse sent me these photos from inside that private vigil. The victims' names were read aloud in the order that first responders recovered their bodies in the rubble. Michael Noriega's grandmother was the 12th person crews found. He said he would do anything to hear her say the words, "I love you," just one more time. Everyone at tonight's vigil may not have known each other, but they all have one thing in common. They lost someone they truly loved.
Tonight was a very reverent night for each family to come together and just have peace where we could come together and accept the reality of what is. Even though my grandmother's not here, even though there's 97 other lives that are not here right now, that doesn't mean their flame has been extinguished. You know, for me, my grandmother's flame is just getting warmed up. She's impacting more lives than ever.
And Taylor, you mentioned his grandmother was the 12th person pulled from that rubble. I think one of the difficult parts for these families in the days after, they had to wait because the search crews had to slowly remove all of that to find those loved ones. Is there any kind of ode to all of that waiting?
There is, Lindsay. So this morning at the park right across the street from the condo collapse site, there is now a torch lit. And here's some video of what it looks like. It's really a beautiful sight. It will stay lit like this for close to a month. That signifies how long it took for crews to find all 98 bodies in the rubble. A reminder of the weeks of pain, anguish, and waiting for many, many families here. I'm live in Surfside this morning. Taylor Petras, Wink News.